Hey, what's up guys? This is FishStix here to bring you a little bit of a recap for the Tribes Ascend $2,500 tournament brought to you by Cybersports Network. Thank you all for tuning in and checking this out. It's going to be a really awesome event and will showcase the best talent that North America has to offer right now in Tribes Ascend. So without further ado, let's take a look at the teams in participation. I'm going to run down them really quickly to just give you an idea of what's going on in the Tribes Ascend scene. This write-up is over here right now on spinfuser.org. Definitely go check out that website. Great website. Myself, APC, Z-Protoss, Hi-Res Bart, and Dodgepong put together this little write-up for all of y'all to look a little bit more in depth at the current teams in the North American Tribes Ascend scene. It's a $2,500 tournament with a prize pool getting sent out to the top four. The first place team will take home a TT Esports Saphira mousepad mouse and Dasher mousepad. So let's jump right into it. Dead Stop, #1 team on our power rankings list. Because they have just been so dominant in Tribes Ascend so far, the team is actually comprised of Legion's players. Most of these guys have their roots in earlier Tribes games, but they did play together most recently in Legions. Definitely look for these guys to be passing the flag. They're definitely known for their offensive coordination, so that should be pretty exciting to watch. Next on the list we have Team Legion. This team is an amalgamation of the former Stack and Hack, which is one of the most powerful teams in the early Tribes Ascend beta, and Egocentric. They were recently picked up by Team Legion, esports team. They're a very powerful team. Expect him to see him in the Shrike, Matten as the capper. And Veer is actually the only X5150 player currently in Tribes Ascend that I know of. 5150 was pretty much the most legendary clan in Tribes history, so definitely keep an eye on them. Area 51, moving on, is a team with very little ties to previous Tribes game. I believe Anarchy AO and Pandalol are previous Tribes players, but as far as I know, everyone else on this team comes from quote-unquote other esports games, whether it be Battlefield or Call of Duty or Counter-Strike or whatever. These guys are not Tribes players, however, they do have extremely good aim with hit-scan weapons and very good coordination. So expect to see these guys do pretty well. Next on the list we have Tao of Tribe, led by Dynamite Stick, old school Tribes 1 player, and we've got a couple really powerful guys on this team. Expect to see Nainer, aka Booty Clap, capping. He's a very good capper, and these guys are mainly from Tribes 1 and Tribes 2. I think the fourth slot is pretty set for them. However, moving on to #5, Icarus is my dark horse for the tournament. I am very excited to see how these guys do because I played with many of them in the later years of Tribes 1 competition. After Tribes 1 base has sort of died out and no one could field 10v10 teams anymore, we moved on to 5v5, which is a much faster game type, Tribes 1 LT. And some of these guys, specifically Elixir, Fettuccine, were extremely talented at Tribes 1 LT. So I'm excited to see how their talent translates to Tribes Ascend. Vector, another hold from the old days of Tribes 1, great capper. So this team is my dark horse for the tournament. Defense Turret, I believe, is mainly Tribes 2 players, but there are rumors that they have been a little bit inactive lately, and they may have disbanded. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Epidemic, I don't know too much about them. Sorry guys, I gotta skip you. Z-Protoss did your write-up. I do remember my Kia X2 from Tribes Vengeance, but that's about it. Egocentric is another team that's been around since the early days of the Tribes Ascend beta, but as I mentioned earlier, they lost many of their members, although they do have a lot of core talent in there. So I'd expect them to do maybe better than the 8th place, but we shall see. VUP is a team from Tribes 1 fame that has hardly played Tribes Ascend at all. I put them so high on this list mainly because of their namesake. But to me, it's a complete wild card. We will see how they do in an actual competitive setting. Boss is another team that probably should be higher up in ranking than VUP because they have been around for a while, although they have had, as Dodgepong notes in this write-up. They have had a somewhat rocky past and lost various members. BFF and Golden Circle, sorry guys, I don't know too much about you. I know that Golden Circle is an extremely old school team that had its origins in Tribes 1. And here's the exciting team of the list, Exica. Everyone is telling me these guys are going to turn some heads at this tournament. I don't really know anything about them, to be perfectly honest, but they just sprung up quite recently, and I'm telling you, everyone's saying these guys are going to do well. So expect to see them contending for the top spots. There's a total of 23 teams in the tournament. I do not know too much about all of them, unfortunately, but we will be learning as much as we can over the next 2 days. And, I expect to see all of you guys, all of you Tribes fans out there, over at Cybersports Network's twitch.tv/cybersportsnetwork Twitch TV page. Go head over to their channel and follow it. That way you will know whenever they go live. The stream will be myself on commentary as well as Hi-Res Bart. We will be joined by pros to give a little bit of expert analysis and give the pro perspective. So head over to Cybersports Network on Twitch TV tomorrow and the next day. That's May 5th and 6th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll probably start the pre-show a little bit earlier than then, but that's when you can expect things to start kicking off. This will be the first 2 days of play, and then we will be continuing the tournament. It will span the course of 1 week, and the final days of play will be the 12th and the 13th at the same time. So thank you so much for watching. I expect to see all of you guys there to enjoy some Tribes Ascent action tomorrow. We're going to finally figure out who is the best in North America. This is the first tournament with a real major prize pool, so I'm very excited to see who comes out on top. And, check it out. Tell your Tribes buddies, your old Tribes buddies, to check it out, and thanks for watching.